Just taking a quick look at this new Urus SE. So what does the E stand for? Well, take a guess. And before you start to whine and complain another vehicle has gone soft and gone hybrid, guess what? This Urus, yeah, they threw in some electric motors and a battery pack, but they kept they kept the twin turbo V8. How about that? So actually, it's faster. I mean, it's got almost 200 more horsepower and a ton more torque. Now, of course, it weighs more, but guess what? The power to weight ratio, it's still better than the standard Urus, and you're going to get all the benefits. You're going to get all the benefits of having a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, aren't you? How about an all-electric mode? Up to 37 miles. That's what they say, so it's usable. In fact, they say you can go up to 80 miles per hour and it'll keep the engine off. So yeah, you could actually use this mode to commute to whatever. And then of course, they say that there's an advantage with the drivetrain as well. Because with all these electric motors, you're going to be able to do additional torque vectoring, you know, front and rear, side to side. So obviously you're going to put the power down better as well, aren't you? And they did give this SE a proper makeover as well. It's not just, you know, jamming some batteries into this thing. No, they gave it a new look, front and rear. And this is really cool. Check this out. We get this floating hood design. See how the hood, the actual edge of the hood, it comes all the way down into the front grille. So there's no, you know, there's no bumper piece in between. Here's the old model. And this does kind of give it a cool effect. I mean, it really brings the grille right up into your face, doesn't it? And they say this was actually inspired by the new Revolto. And we do get a new rear tailgate. So they reworked the whole rear end, basically. And not just for style. We'll talk about it. They actually improved the aerodynamics as well. So this is actually cool because they've kind of slimmed it up. They've cleaned it up. You know, the old model, it was almost like they felt like they had to try to stick something in every single little spot they could. I mean, look at this. You know, the biggest change here is they did have, you know, the license plate kind of like right in the center on the tailgates. And, you know, they're like, well, let's throw some designs around it to make sure it kind of feels like it has a home. And then, you know, you got, look at this. You got this thing in the bumper going on here. Then you got all of this, like fake diffuser thing in the bumper. You know, a little bit of a trim around the exhaust. How about, you know, a little black extension between the taillights? Hey, what else can we throw on this thing? Maybe a little lip spoiler as well. Right? I mean, it was just... It was kind of a messy, even for a Lamborghini, it was just messy. So guess what? Yeah, you might like this new clean look. The only thing you might not like is this center vent that they put in here between the taillights. Yeah, I mean, they say that this is, again, inspired from their mid-engine supercars. But the only thing is, like, you know, there's a reason the mid-engine supercars have a vent on the back, right? Because it basically extracts hot air out of the engine bay, right? Because the engine's like in here, and as you're driving forward, the air is flowing over the car. As that air kind of goes past the rear end of the car, it actually extracts hot air out. So that's, you know, that's why they have it. But on, you know, on an SUV, on a vehicle with just, you know, some cargo space in the back, it doesn't really make too much sense, does it? But hey, it does look good. The good news here is they've kind of reworked the aerodynamics here. So they say they tweaked the rear spoiler here, and there's an all new diffuser that's actually functional. And they say this is going to give you 30% more downforce than the old Urus. And if you're wondering about the wheels here, they're 23s on this thing. So hey, I guess you won't be taking this thing off-road after all. And on the inside here, there's not a whole lot that's different. I mean, they did say they tweaked some stuff, To me, hey, it looks the same, but it was a good design anyways. I mean, this is by far the most ergonomic Lamborghini, yet it still kind of has its unique identity with these air vents that, you know, nobody else really has this kind of design to it, does it? Where we have this kind of section that protrudes out to each vent. So, and then they've integrated all the screens and all the tech in here real nice, actually. You know, you can see there, we get the dual 12.3-inch screens, you know, all the latest tech with the gauge cluster as well. Now, the only thing is they're still using this Audi-style additional screen, you know, touch screen for the climate controls. So I don't know if you like that. But the best part about this design is we get this like command center down here. I mean, you're not going to find this in your Audi. It's like this thrust lever inspired design for these switches that control all the drive modes. On the right side here, you know, you can see you can control all the electric modes. And then on the left, you do get the traditional, all this, you know, all the standard sport plus, you know, the equivalent, it's Italian. But, you know, those equivalent modes, you get all of them just like the regular Urus has. And then, of course, you know, to top it off, yes, you do get this cover, you know, that you got to lift up in order to start the engine. And remember, you know, it's still got the twin turbo V8. So it's still going to make all the glorious noises that the standard Urus makes. But, you know, you can cruise, you know, if you're going to, think about it, you're going to downtown London where they have restrictions. Hey, you can cruise around in your Urus in all electric mode, right? Or maybe you just don't want to wake up your neighbors. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits here in addition to the fact that it's faster.